welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is the Friday free for all, and it has been one hell of a long week. We all made it, though, or at least we mostly made it. I tell you what, deplorable coffee from cafefe.com is what helped get me through. What's terrible is coffee did more for me than the president, the attorney general, the director of the FBI, or the deputy director of the FBI. They screwed us. And I got to tell you what, if it wasn't for coffee, I don't know if I'd make it. Anyways, welcome back. It's the Friday free for all. That means your questions come up the whole show, right? We're going to shotgun it. What I want to talk about, what you want to talk about, what I want to talk about. Let's go back and forth. If you're here live, you can participate to be live. What do you got to do to be live Monday through Friday? Well, we know Sunday is in this coming Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the zoo. And you can be anywhere in your live, whether it's YouTube or X, thepreparedmind.club, subscribe star, name it, Rumble, BitChute, fucking Facebook, everything, right? But Monday through Friday, all you have to do is go to thepreparedmind.club and sign up at the premium membership, or go to X or subscribestar.com and do premium membership. Anyways, I'm going to start the show off with something relatively lightweight. Relatively, I've got to say. And then you guys can join in and tell me what's important to you. You know, what's going on? What matters? Okay. So I'm going to start with, it is now being widely reported, and get your questions and comments in now so Uman can get them in order, sort them out. It's being widely reported. It started off as a rumor days and days ago. Jerome Powell, Chief Goon Powell, as Craig Hemke, Turd Ferguson says, Chief Goon Powell is considering resigning, but the board members of the Federal Reserve banking cartel, they need to find a smooth way for him to get out so he can save face. That was the rumor days and days ago. How are we going to get him out of here, right? Trump is attacking him. Trump is calling him out. Trump is pointing shit out. Well, it is now mainstream news. No, you probably won't see it on mainstream news, but it is now officially out in the news circuit. For anyone who wants to pick it up, yeah, federal chairman of the chairman of the Federal Reserve Board, Jerome, I'm too fucking slow Powell, is now considering resigning. You don't ever have that type of headline ever with that kind of power, ever, unless you mean it, unless you're serious about resigning, right? So I really believe that, he's going to resign. And President Trump has been just slamming on him. And what he referred to today, and this may have pushed it over the top, is Trump says, quote, we should be number one and we're not. And that's because of Jerome Powell. So essentially what Trump is saying is that the world wants USA, United States investments. They wanted U.S. investments, and that we are number one. But Jerome Too Slow Powell is hurting our stock market, is hurting our economy. And frankly, to me, this is all hype. But let's watch the fireworks and see how this develops. Now, the only tools in the toolbox they've told us about for 10 years, and it's the only tools they've ever had, is, well, there's one more that I kind of forgot. But the tool is they can raise or lower interest rates. And they can give away free money. But the third tool is lying. And I guess the lies are not working anymore. So I would like to wish Jerome Powell a goodbye. But if they do this, if they lower rates, gold and silver are going to go through the fucking roof. And inflation will also creep. because they're going to have to print money. They can print money and give the money away. They can lower interest rates, trying to make it easier to borrow money. And away it goes. In fact, today, gold had a $50 day. Silver had an almost $2 day, over 5% increase at one point. Silver is off to the races. The world is in flux, folks. It has hit the fan in many, many different ways, and we are now going to have to deal with it. What do you guys want to talk about? What is on your mind? We got a lot going on out here, folks, a lot. And I would like to figure out what you've got. Uman says silver's holding at 39.14. The U.S. market closed at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think it stays open another half hour to an hour to let world markets close out. But yeah, it was literally almost $3 2 days ago. Wednesday morning, it opened up $3 lower. Something broke. Something is breaking. Something is continuing to break in our markets, in politics, in every facet of our world today. Things are coming apart. Gears are spinning and hitting other slower moving gears and stripping teeth. We are in for a shit ride, folks. I hope you are buckled in, and I hope you've got food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. And just as important as all that is what's up here. What's your plan? Are you mentally prepared? Do you know the world around you? Do you know what to expect? And are you willing and ready to do what needs to be done to protect yourself and others? Let's get into it. Mr. Uman, who's up? We've got Diving Frog, and he says, John, I see where major companies are starting to lay off people left and right. However, the CEO of Google got paid $271 million before bonuses and perks. What the fuck? Now, it seems fine to me. Seems fine to me. We, meaning all of us, but I remember very much so, seeing CEOs, the CFOs, all of the executives in corporations getting massive paychecks, payouts. I remember when Jamie Dimon was only getting like $20 million a year, and people were outraged then. They're like, why does he get so much money? All he does is sit in a fucking bank chair and make a couple of decisions, shine his ass, drink his fucking coffee. Right. This is going to continue. Why did the CEO of Google get paid $271 million? Because he's the CEO of Google. And Google is a multi-billion-dollar annually corporation. And this guy is going to pay himself whatever the fuck he wants. It's another form of theft. And then you've got bonuses and perks, right? I wonder if do you think he's got a 401k plan? Right. They structure their bonuses so that they don't pay huge taxes on them. Right? They get stock options. The whole thing's a shit show. Right? Right. People are starving. Right? Didn't they used to play that card? Oh, people are starving and you Americans won't pay more taxes. And then we see shit like this. We see that someone like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or Bill Gates or Warren Buffett have so much money that they alone could wipe out poverty for like millions of people. But they don't, and they won't. And I don't think they should. It's their fucking money. But it also seems like a lot of money is just stolen. It's like, what does this guy, the CEO of Google, do that no one else could do. You see, in our world where we live, let's just take truck drivers, for example. If you're a truck driver, there's an average pay for truck drivers. Well, that, bell curve, there's an average. How do you get more money since everyone that's a truck driver can drive a truck? Well, can you get to there on time? Can you get unloaded and get reloaded, right? There's a couple of little things you can do to maybe justify a little more money. Okay, how about my job? I'll take my job for you. Let's take my job. I am a superintendent of construction on multi-story, multi-family buildings, single-family buildings, mansions, etc. Right? The freaking high-end crazy shit. What do I do that other supervisors and site superintendents can do? Well, they can all do what I can do, but can they do it better? Do I do it better than them? Can you really justify a huge pay increase? Should I get 10, 20, 100 times more than other superintendents? No. Right? I can do some interesting, cool shit, but I don't think that I'm worth 100 times what others are. Well, does the average CEO make $2.71 million a year? Probably not. So why does this guy get 100 times that? It's a fucking scam, folks. It's a sham. Don't know what to say, but I don't like to play wealth envy. If he is doing something that nobody else can do, fine, pay him more. It's just rather disgusting. The amount of money, it literally is stomach churning and stomach turning. But I mean, let's just say we took all of his annual salary away and gave it to other Americans. Only 271 other Americans get to make $1 million this year. Well, there's 315 million Americans in total, counting some of the illegals. Right, so here we are, yeah. What good's it going to do to take that money and just spread it out amongst people? So instead of 271 more millionaires, how about if we give it to 200 people? So 200, 270, how about 500 people get $500,000? It just doesn't make that big of a difference in the overall scheme. But when you condense all that on one person, it just doesn't look right, does it? Anyways, the real killer part to all this, though, the money part feels a little disgusting, but it's major companies are laying people off. I have to ask, Diving Frog, is Google laying off workers? It's coming, folks. Read a statistics last night, and it was a simple statistic that over the last 6 months, delinquent mortgage payments have risen 200%. So let's just say there were 100,000 people who didn't pay their mortgage. 200% means 300,000 people. Because 100% more would be 200. So 200% more would be twice the 100. Yes, 300,000 people are late paying their mortgages. They're not delinquent, but they're late. People are falling behind. The economy is slowing down. It is faltering. Too slow Jerome is not getting it done. Trump wants to throw a bunch of money. He wants to fly his helicopter up there and toss money everywhere. That's inflationary. In other words, folks, shit is hit the fan economically, financially, monetarily, and it's going to get nasty. I'm telling you, you want to have a good shit show, get a cup of coffee from cafefe.com and see how it goes. All right, where do we go next? This is an interesting one. the violent, criminal, retarded, and Democrat also, Representative Jasmine Crockett. Everyone knows her eyelashes, right? Eyelashes Crockett says Democrats are never violent. Let's just stop right there, right? Full stop. Democrats are never violent. Really? Like the transgender killers, they're Republicans? Really? The illegals that are throwing rocks, bricks, and even shooting guns at cops, those are Republicans? Antifa are Republicans. They're always violent. BLM, those are Republicans. They're always violent. Hamas and Palestinian supporters, those are Republicans. They're always violent. It's not only does she make the blanket retarded statement that Democrats are never violent, she insists it is the Trump assassins were MAGA supporters. So the man, Trump, who creates the slogan, "Make America Great Again," his assassins are people that like that, right? I think if anything is wrong, I think Jasmine Crockett is criminally retarded, and she is a horrible and dumb politician on top of everything else. It is the Free for All Friday, folks. Welcome back. And Mr. Uman, let's have some more fun. If you want to call it fun, putting up with all of this shit, and my head's full. After I'm done here, I'm going to go get a very large drink, and I'm going to relax. Redneck Roughneck says, it's been reported. Oh, here we go. Today has been just... All right, Redneck Roughneck. It has been reported that Bonino quit. I heard he took the day off. But from what I'm hearing, he took some personal time, and that Pam Bondi is getting fired. So today has been a shit show of rumors, leaks, leaked rumors, some facts, and a bunch of bullshit. So allegedly, according to rumor, Dan Bongino is extremely pissed off. And allegedly Cash Patel and the FBI also, with how Pam Bondi has been handling the entire Jeffrey Epstein case. So am I supposed to like Dan Bongino now? Is that what's going on here? I'm not picking on you, Redneck Roughneck. We're just talking in general. Right? Is that what's going on? No. So allegedly he took the time off. They've had big arguments. Bongino and maybe Cash Patel, and Bongino and Pam Bondi. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Bongino did take the day off because he allegedly had a clash with Pam Bondi over the Epstein files. People are asking, is he going to resign? Did he already quit? I want everyone to understand that you don't need to buy into this game. Do not buy the lies. Dan lied about seeing the Epstein footage. He lied about what he would have done. He lied about all kinds of shit. He misled us. He has fucking been dragging his feet. He stood by Mr. Tough Guy. He stood by and has been a good lapdog to everybody. Now, I've been saying from the very beginning, if they hired him and they started bullshitting, he should have fucking quit. The moment they were like, we need a couple more weeks. He should have quit the first month. And that's it. After that, no. I'm not going to give him a fucking a pass on this. There's even idiots on X saying, Dan Bongino for Attorney General. Why? What has he done? What has he done to deserve anything at this point? Well, he gave up his social media. That was his choice. Just like it was his choice to stay on and play this fucking game for over half a year. But yes, apparently they're going to let Bondi go. She is dead weight. She is lying. She's full of shit. She's covering for her fucking husband. She's covering for Pfizer. Oh, yeah, by the way. Yeah, she was private counsel. She was attorney for Pfizer drugs. I didn't know about that until today. And she just swept aside a case helping out Pfizer yet again. A federal case, I think in Colorado or some western state. She just let them off the hook again. How many times? Right? How much Jeff Sessions, how much fat ass Bill Barr do we got to put up from dumbass Blondie? And I'm not going to let Bongino fucking off the hook. No. Cash Patel. Okay, Cash Patel is the director of the FBI. He is, I guess, 46 years old. Now, I don't care if you want to bang college chicks. I don't care I don't care. But when you're the director of the FBI, do you think it's a good idea to have a girlfriend that's in her mid-20s when you're in your mid-40s? Right? Personally, I want to go, hey, Cash Patel, way to land a hottie, dude. But really, her associations with the Israeli Defense Force and Mossad as a consequence or as a result or as a conclusion you can draw, IDF, Mossad. So some super fucking hottie with an Israeli connection wants to bang a bug-eyed Patel. Looks to me like he was thrown a honeypot. Can't be trusted. Right? If you do it, if I do it, if anyone else does it, fine. We're just regular people, but they have massive authority. And I know, Trump is much older than Melania. But he's been with her a couple of decades, married her, had a child with her long before he became president. All right. Anyways, this whole Bongino, Cash Patel, Pam Bondi, once again, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I want you to understand that when the reporter, I think it was Peter Doocy, stood up and said, what's going on with the Epstein files? Trump attacked him and said, we're talking about this still. That creep, that's ancient history. Right? No. We all want to know what the fuck. And we weren't allowed to be given an answer. And then Trump shamed everybody with that bullshit. And I'm not fucking shamed. I want to know. You don't forgive thousands of children being molested, raped, and even murdered by these fucking sick fucks. And then just go, yeah, it's in the past. To give us the Benghazi answer. What difference does it make now? Right? That's Hillary Clinton. After getting a bunch of people killed in Benghazi, and then go, what difference does it make now? What is that a criminal fucking defense? Someone can murder somebody, and then by the time they get to trial 2, 3, 4 years later, they're like, what difference does it make now? Can't we just get over this? Can't we just move on? Right? All of these fucking people in DC are fucked in the head, including Dan Bongino. When you sell your soul for whatever it was, fame, power, prestige, money. Oh, Johnny gave up a bunch of money. People lose money all the time making stupid investments. He invested in himself as the name and face of I'm going to kick some ass. But when we unwrap the box and open it up, it was a fucking chatty Cathy doll looking like Pam Bondi. You pull the string and it goes, Rah, you're going to have to wait a few more weeks. Rah, rah. Well, it's hard to put a case together. Rah, we got to make it bulletproof and solid. Rah, didn't I tell you 2 weeks, a month ago? right? That's what we got. Integrity is integrity. Anyways, Redneck Roughneck, great fucking topic. Then I have U.S. senators sending me email. You know what I give them when I get that? I write back, give me the Epstein list. Deport all illegals. No exceptions. No exceptions at all. And where's the Epstein list? Right. Stop giving our missiles to the fucking Ukrainians. Stop giving money to other countries. Right. Anyways, I love giving them those responses. I'm waiting for one of them to call me and say, geez, John, you're kind of rough, man. No, I'm sick and tired of being fucked over by the government, by its lawyers. In fact, I want to cover this thing about illegals. Some people are like, they're just farm workers. They're just restaurant workers. They're just hotel workers. Every one of these people that comes in, they're going to vote. You know what that does? It waters down the value of my vote. It's like inflation. It takes away the value I have, you have, all of us. The estimates are there's 50 to 60 million illegals in this country. And they get cash, and they take that cash out of the pool, and they send it out of the country so that we've got less money, less cash circulating in our economy. They're fucking us. Okay, I get it. It's their money. They earned it, but you're not here legally. Unbelievable. Someone actually took some video footage of them driving down a freeway in California. California, right? Yeah, driving down the freeway. Fucking hardly any traffic. They're like, where's all the traffic? All the illegals are off the highway. Can actually get somewhere on the fucking freeway again. Someone said they were in a fucking store, a Walmart, and they hit the ICE app, the ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement app, that's available, unfortunately, only on Apple phones, or I'd use it, because I would like to test it and try. He says, I hit that ICE is at Walmart. He says the fucking store cleared out. He had the whole store to himself. Some funny shit out there, folks. Also some realistic shit. Some what the hell is going on type shit. Oh, there's so much, folks. So much going on. Let's see what you guys want to talk about. Oh, man. What's the next topic we're going to roll into? And it's chin music. Every Democrat headline. Women and minorities hardest hit. Children, right? We have to do it for the children. Are these the same children that the Democrats want molested, and the rich bastards want molested, and the Epstein apologists want molested? Those children? Every Democrat, the poor women out there, they're being the hardest hit. Really? Are these the same women that you want men beating up in sports? Are these the same women that you want men competing with academically? Is that what? Yeah. See, they care about women and children when it's politically expedient. Otherwise, they couldn't give a fuck. When was the last time you saw the Pussy Pink Hats? I haven't seen them in years. Literally years. They were a little pink beanie with, that's their pink pussy hat. They're feminists. Where have they been since this tranny movement started? Where's National Organization of Women been since men in women's sports? Right now, as far as minorities hardest hit, why are minorities hardest hit? I thought it was minorities are fucking pissed off about these illegals. Like in Chicago. They show up at town hall, city hall meetings with Mayor Communist BJ of Chicago. And they're pissed off because the illegals, that's right, the illegals that are in Chicago are getting all of the social services, all of the money handouts, all of the food handouts, all of the clothing, all of the free housing. Minorities that are poor, they weren't happy, but yeah, It's a Democrat headline. You bet it is. You bet it is. And speaking of women and minorities, let's go here. Let's go here. It's right. Gavin Newsom, jackass joker governor of California. He is a shit poster. He's all over Twitter X. You know what that dumb son of a bitch does? In every single post, he takes a news story, he flips it 180 degrees, which is a lie. He turns it into a lie and blames Trump for fucking everything, right? He is pissed at the social media star libs of TikTok. Why? Because the libs of TikTok guy put the video of an anti-immigrations and customs enforcement rioter, not a protester, a rioter that fired a gun at federal agents. He's mad. Gavin Newsom is that got posted, right? And when or where were they posting it? Where did this happen? The ICE, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, raided a pot farm, and there were 10 underage, 10 children, 10 underage, underpaid children working in a pot farm in California. And Gavin Newsom is pissed about it. He, as far as I'm concerned, is a fucking traitor. He's an arsonist. He's a child exploiter. He is a retarded socialist. He has zero redeeming qualities. But yeah, who's going to pick our strawberries if it's not the illegals? People pick strawberries. I've seen them. They weren't Mexican. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to pick strawberries. It doesn't require illegals. Maybe legals, maybe other Americans would pick strawberries. Their hardest hit. It's unfucking believable, folks. Yeah. So we've got people shooting at immigrations and customs enforcement. You've got politicians committing crimes against immigrations and customs enforcement, including federal level Democrat House of Representatives members out there assaulting violently immigrations and customs enforcement federal officers, as well as assaulting media, journalists. That would be Jasmine, the horrible Representative Crockett. Every Democrat headline: women and minorities hit hardest. They're illegal. That's why. These are the women and minorities that are being hit, the illegals. Anyways, let us continue if we shall. Thank you, Mr. Chin Music. Just wow. East Door says, just came out, Bonino Quit, source KLW News. What the fuck does that mean? Is that Bonino Quit?
I think he meant quit.
Okay, quit. I was like, quit. The source is KLW News. Is that King World News? I don't know. I don't know what the source is, but that's very interesting if he quit. And you know what? Good. Does he have did he take some non-disclosure agreement stuff? Can he share information? Kind of like Alan Dershowitz. Who's Alan Dershowitz? Well, he's a slime bag attorney who got O.J. Simpson off, along with Johnny Cochran. The glove does not fit. You must acquit. Somehow he got to look at the Epstein list and says he knows them. He knows them. He knows who they are. I'm sure he does fucking know them. But I bet he can't remember all of them, but I bet he knows all of them. In any event, Bonino has quit, according to news sources. Thank you, East Doors. Okay, Dan, you quit. Now what? Are you going to come out and fucking apologize? because you should. You know, we once had a lot of faith and belief in you because you've walked the walk with Secret Service. And then you talked the talk about what you would do and how you would kick ass. But when it came time for put up or shut up, you shut up, you lied, you misled us, you misdirected the nation. And I think you cost us dearly. If you had come out and said, I've been here 2 weeks and all I'm getting is foot dragging. I did not quit my podcast in order to be backroad and told to shut up and given a handful of fucking lies to feed the American people. That's not who I am. You see what I mean? It would have been so easy right away to set the fucking record straight. He'd have been a fucking national hero. And I mean a national hero, not just his dedicated followers and social media crowd. If he would have come out and said, I've been here 2 fucking weeks and all I keep getting is that fucking runaround, the American people would be like, holy shit, man, blowing the lid off this motherfucker. Instead, he put the lid down tight, fucking turned the screws on it. It was like, yeah, just because you don't see what's going on doesn't mean things aren't happening. Oh, you mean the paper shredders are still going in the back? You guys are shredding shit? Oh, you're making sure you're killing all your fucking witnesses? Is that what you're doing? Right? You got the fucking Arkansas shot going? I mean, what the hell, Dan? See what I mean? There's a different way to play it. But that's not being a team player. No, it's called being a fucking American. That's what it is. Not selling us all out for some lies and bullshit and hopes that you'll someday get to be the director of the FBI. I'm just a little person. I don't want their fucking jobs. I don't want their authority. I don't want to do that shit. But if I was going to do it, just be a decent fucking human for once. Fuck. Oh, I don't know. I mean, did that make sense to a man? The fucking guy, can you imagine bringing him back in and he just fucking excoriates and goes, she's the problem or he's the problem. Fire me. Fire me, Cash. Fire me, Trump. Go ahead. Because I won't play your fucking game. Fire me. Right? Then he gets the glasses and the little blunt and the little cartoons that say he's based and all that shit. He's a fucking hero forever. But now he's a fucking goat. And I don't mean the greatest of all time. Right? Screwed the pooch on that one. And I feel bad for him. Because he just might be a good guy. But for now, all right, Mr. Who Man. That was someone else. I want to talk about Ukraine. Trump, he screwed the fucking pooch. I'm going to start sending a bunch of weapons to Ukraine. Really? Well, hundreds of missiles every day, every night. Hundreds of missiles are pounding the fuck out of Ukraine and specifically Kiev. He's not killing. Putin is sending these missiles in, by the way. Missiles and drones. Pounding the shit out of them. They're not hitting the civilian population. He's hitting government buildings, government infrastructure. I'm sure every day they fly over, find out what's left, go back, program their machines, and launch missiles that hit them at night. So that's what Russia is doing. And the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, says, well, this is what he says about the Patriot missile systems and the Patriot missiles that the United States wants to give them. Here's his quote. They won't stop the Russian drones and missiles. Right? It'll take out some of them, he says, but it won't stop them all. So why are we doing this? Every Patriot missile has over 50 pounds of silver in it, folks. It's a lot of silver. But apart from that, they're just not effective. They'll take out some missiles, but not the drones. So what has led us to this point? The United States of America and England decided they were going to give a bunch of missiles and missile technology, long-range missiles and missile technology, to Ukraine and Voldemort Zelensky. And what's that little cocksucker, literally what he is? What does he do? He sends them not into the front lines of the Russian army. He tries sending them into Russia. He hits bridges, military bases, airports, civilians. He hits Moscow a couple of times. What the fuck is that, man? What the fuck was that? That freaked me out. I don't know. He's doing a weird. Man's on my computer screen and he's doing funny hand things. All right. So I said, look, you've pissed off Putin. There's going to be a retaliatory strike. There's going to be retaliation. And he continues to pound the shit out of them. Right? So I guess giving Zelensky missiles and drones to launch into Russia didn't have the effect that NATO and the European Union and the Pentagon and England thought. Right? It didn't defeat Putin at all. Instead, it pissed him off. And the response since then, for weeks and weeks, has been to fuck up Zelensky, fuck up the Nazi regime. And guess what? Literally, the people of Ukraine are cheering. They're cheering the destruction of Kiev and the Nazi regime, especially the recruitment effort. The people of Ukraine want freedom. The people of Ukraine want this war to stop. They're tired of fucking dying for a war they know they can't win. And Trump is sending weapons instead of demanding peace. So, after insulting you, insulting me, insulting all of America, insulting the President of the United States, making an ass out of himself in the White House. I'm talking about Zelensky. Trump is now bending over. Is he taking it in the ass or is he sucking someone off? Bends over and gives Zelensky weapons. I seem to recall Putin saying, yeah, we're working with President Trump. We've got good relations that are being built. We're restoring a dialogue between our countries. And now Trump wants to send weapons in. How does that spell peace? Unbelievable, folks. The bullshit just keeps coming. All right, Mr. Ooman, what do we want to put up next? Do stuff with Nikki. She says, I wouldn't be surprised if Bonino quits. Backpedal Bonino will go back to his radio show and loudly scream all kinds of excuses. Give me a break. I think you're right. I think that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to backpedal. He's going to excuse himself. He's going to make up stories, whatever it takes to exonerate himself, to remove himself for the last 6 months of bullshit. And I'm going to get in the line to not believe a fucking word he says. I don't care. I don't care. He could have been a whistleblower from the inside. He could have straightened shit out. Instead, he was a fucking yes man, taking a paycheck. Yeah, give me a break is a very nice way to put it. It's a very nice way. Thank you, Nikki. Now, there was a fucking admiral in the Navy, an admiral who ran an aircraft carrier. He was going to get a huge promotion, right? So I want to give you guys some good news, right? In a week where we were shit on by Trump and Bondi and Bongino and Cash Patel, Secretary of Defense Hegseth has withdrawn the nomination of the Navy Admiral for a promotion who allowed drag queen performances on his aircraft carrier. You know what I say? Good. Get rid of all these communist fucking deviants in the military. And you can't do it on the enlisted level. You got to start with the officer corps. That's your admirals, your generals, your colonels, majors, etc. Get them out of there. These fucking people are sick. As a Marine, I would have been fucking pissed if I was required. Because when they have entertainment events, they like to say, you guys are all invited, meaning get your asses down to the fucking auditorium. You've been invited to an entertainment, right? I'm not going to show up and watch some fucking butt pirate put a wig and makeup on his face, and I'm supposed to clap like a fucking seal for it. Yeah, it's you know, there comes a fucking time, folks. And I think the glass man gave me is it, you know, when it's just time to start just kicking ass. Like even these fucking, some of these military guys on the internet, right? They just talk shit. One guy puts on the finish this line, right? And I don't know, but I've been told, right? And it shows a bunch of Marines, you know, running. And I opened up the comments and they're all, they won't fucking say the words. They wouldn't write it down. The next words is Eskimo pussy is mighty cold. That is the fucking cadence. And I'm listening to soldiers and Marines bypass it and be fucking afraid to say the fucking word. It is time to speak up. I know that's an odd way to anecdotally address a problem of Americans not manning the fuck up. Women can man the fuck up at this point. I've fucking, some women have bigger balls than these men. It is time to stand up and fight back, right? These fucking drag queens, this Navy bullshit. There's cities that are hiring foreigners who don't even barely speak the fucking language, who have not been to a proper police academy, probably didn't even take criminal justice. They're hiring this fucking police. I mean, the incredible gaslighting and fucking stupidity is off the hook. Let me enlighten you about the incredible gaslighting that is occurring in America. An article was written for mainstream media by a Jewish journalist who said that, here it is, here's the headline: Trump and Netanyahu must defeat the deep state to end the forever wars in the Mideast. Facepalm. I was like, what? Israel, the CIA, Mossad, which is the Israeli CIA, the Washington, D.C. bureaucrats, they are the deep state. These fucking people expect us to believe that Netanyahu doesn't want the deep state? Jesus Christ. That is serious gaslighting. Is Trump fighting the deep state? Because I don't know. I don't know if I've seen him defeat and fight the deep state. I keep seeing him getting his ass kicked. Fucking judges overruling the Supreme Court to stop Trump. And someone's following that? Literally, someone's following that order from that judge. Wow. Okay. Mr. Ooman, it is Friday. This is the free-for-all Sunday. We're going to do the zoo. And I bet some crazy shit's going to happen this weekend, folks. False flag, more quitting, more firings, more revelations about the Epstein files. It is time, folks. It is time to hang these fucking people out to dry. I'm not saying commit acts of violence, but hang them out to dry. Mikey G checks in and says, Epstein's out of the news cycle. Cue the max headroom.
Have you any idea how successful censorship is on TV? Don't know the answer? Successful, isn't it?
Epstein may be out of the news cycle on mainstream media, but he is not out of the news cycle on Rumble, BitChute, X, Instagram, YouTube, still on. Now, on my feed, it does not dominate 99.9% of the feed, but it is still very huge. And that pressure coming from you guys, me, and people like us, the R Syndicate, the Prepared Mind crowd, the Patriot crowd, the veteran crowd, we fucking had it, right? And we're still yelling and screaming. That's why Trump is reversing his shit. That's why they're trying to come out and say, oh, yeah. There's a list. That's why Dan Bongino is losing his shit. Now get this, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to put my Max Headroom up there, right? Tom Fitton of Judicial Watch. We've quoted him, talked about him for years. The guy has never failed, in my opinion, to fight the good fight. He is working overtime right now, and he says there are over 11,571 Epstein documents that are currently on appeal in just one Freedom of Information Act case, in which Maureen Comey is involved. Who's Maureen Comey? The daughter of James Comey. Who's James Comey? He's the guy who just a few weeks ago put up a picture of some shells, and it said, 8647, which means kill Trump. The same James Comey who allowed Hillary Clinton to get away with felony crimes and refused to prosecute or recommend her for prosecution. James Comey, involved in working with John Brennan of the CIA to lie about Trump, Russia in his first term. That Comey, right? And now that Comey, who also let P. Diddy run, that's right, the same daughter of James Comey, working for Pam Bondi in the Department of Justice, let P. Diddy run with minor charges relative to what should have happened. Now, with regard or respect to the Epstein documents, these documents are the evidence that Bondi and Cash and Dan Bongino said doesn't exist. Well, it exists again, apparently. And this is the court case, 11,571. That's a specific fucking number. Wouldn't you say? Now they exist again, right? And the FBI traitor James Comey, his daughter, has these papers. Right? How is it that the FBI keeps ending up with the papers and the Department of Justice end up with the documents and papers, yet they can't come out? Right? Oh, by the way, James Comey's daughter let P. Diddy, right, let him off, buried the Epstein case, sealed the evidence, and the public has a right to this client's list and all the evidence. Right? Now, of course, if some of the evidence depicts acts of violence against children, those shouldn't be released. But they shouldn't be destroyed. But the government, a good friend of mine reminded me yesterday, the government of the United States of America lost all of the footage. They lost the information, the telemetry, the math, the science on how to take a rocket and launch it into space and land it on the moon, let little men run around the moon, get back in the spaceship, launch off the moon, dock with the module that's up in space, and then all of them fly back and land safely on the planet. Somehow they managed to lose that. So would it fucking surprise you if they lost 11,571 pieces of information? I'm not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. Good God, we're in big trouble. Let us continue, shall we? Mr. Who-Man, what the hell are we going to talk about next? Badass Diving Frog says, John, I've been hearing some reports that the Make America Great Again group is starting to abandon Trump. Any thoughts? Yeah, with good cause. Because The primary things we voted for were the restoration of truth and justice. And this word is overused, transparency. It started with Obama. We're the most transparent administration in presidential history. He's a fucking liar, Obama is, was, ever shall be. He's a fucking Kenyan citizen. His birth certificate from Hawaii is a fake. It's been demonstrably put. He's right, but that was just it. Trump was elected because law and order, right? He was shot. That means there's an assassin out there or more. 1 year ago, the assassin Crooks, supposedly it was Crooks that shot Trump through the fucking ear, aiming for his head. We thought Trump was going to go after him and blow this out. The Secret Service dropped the fucking ball. We thought, okay, they're going to expose the fraud in the Secret Service. They're going to fire the FBI. They're going to straighten out the Department of Justice. They're going to drain the swamp, right? All of these things. Make America Great Again was about closing the borders, getting the illegals out, stop wasting money, Department of Government Efficiency, find the waste, arrest the fraudsters, get our money back, lower our taxes, save this country, make America great again, right? That was what we were sold. So why would the Make America Great Again group go, you want to give missiles and increase the war effort, risk potential nuclear war and World War III, our sons and daughters, grandsons and grandchildren in Ukraine for a fucking Nazi regime? You're going to excuse away, Mr. Trump, Jeffrey Epstein? You're going to excuse away the crimes? You're going to allow the perpetrators of those crimes, people who paid money, were associated with Jeffrey Epstein and his group of sycophant fucks who used child pornography as a means and system of control and bribery and extortion for entire governments. And he's like, can't we just move on? No. So yes, it makes perfect sense why a lot of Make America Great Again, I don't know if they're leaving or abandoning Trump, but they're sitting back going, I ain't giving you a fucking dime. I'm watching now. I'm watching you turn on us. You're going to now take credit and say that the mRNA shots are good? Your administration is going to allow 6-month-old kids to be shot up with that shit? Are you fucking kidding me? It's like a really bad fucking movie. Only it's real. It's real, folks. It is. It's real. Unbelievable, right? I mean, and it's not just Trump. Trump is not the huge problem, right? He's just part of the problem. Is he compromised? The guy's a billionaire. How can you bribe him? If he hasn't done anything wrong, how can they compromise him? If he has done something wrong, they would have used it to get him impeached, right? Are they threatening his family? Are they holding the world hostage with nuclear weapons? That to me sounds like the most plausible thing, right? Because the hypocrisy and stupid and lies is just incredible, right? I mean, California has underage illegal children picking marijuana in its fields. And we're supposed to believe that Gavin Newsom really cares about women and minorities and immigrants. And no, it's a fucking hustle. Everything is a hustle. While everyone was locked down, Gavin Newsom is in a restaurant, no masks, being served like royalty with him and his guests, dining like fucking royalty, literally, while everyone else is locked at home, huddled, being threatened with being fucking arrested and fined and losing their jobs and losing their businesses. We're playing all these fucking games over and over again. And Trump is out at the front. He's the president now, and he's allowing so much of this shit to continue and even push it. We're going to give amnesty to illegals. Are you out of your fucking mind, Orange Man? I can definitely see why a lot of Americans are like, you know what? Fuck you guys in DC. All you do is talk, we elect you, and you fuck us. Right? Anyways, happy Friday, everyone. I really appreciate all of you being here. I really appreciate everything you guys do to spread the word, to share the videos, to wake people up. Give them the red pills. Give them the black suppository. Wake them the fuck up. Don't be afraid to use your opinion. Hey, people don't like what I say? Fire me. Try it. You gonna fucking fire me because I have an opinion? I'm not afraid to share my opinion. I'm not committing any crimes. Oh, John, you say some harsh shit. Damn right. Have you seen what the fuck's going on? There needs to be harsh words, right? There needs to be. Well, John, you're a little loud, man. You're a little loud. We need to be fucking louder, all of us. And when we get loud, when you get loud and I get loud, we all get loud. We're typing away. We're writing away. We're making fucking phone calls. They start to hear us. Do they not? They start to fucking hear us. Do not let them off the hook. Keep up with deport them all. Keep up with release the Epstein client list. Keep up with everything. Keep on them. Only you can prevent forest fires, right? Look, if a fucking cartoon bear, Smokey the Bear, can convince you to not smoke and prevent forest fires, then only you can prevent a communist takeover of our country. So I'm counting on you guys. Share this video, share the internet address. I'll see you guys Sunday Night Live, 6 p.m. Eastern. It will be a shit show on steroids with a rocket-powered afterburner. God bless you all. Semper Fi. And chance favors the prepared mind.